Ladies and gentlemen,
it's time.
It's time to talk about the game of the century. There's nothing like buying a game and it has Jesus in it. They said that there's Jesus in it, right?
I think you meant Jesus was promoting it.
Sorry, Jesus was promoting it.
Confusion there.
Of course.
My understanding is that you didn't actually create the individual planets, that the universe in some ways created itself. How did this come about?
Well, what we're trying to do is make an entire universe. So like 18 quintillion planets. And then we're going to set people loose in it.
We've been playing No Man's Sky for the past week. I put a lot of hours into it. Sam has put some hours into it because he has the attention span of a gnat.
Of a newt.
And he can't handle much more than that. But we have vastly different opinions of this game. We're going to talk about what we think about No Man's Sky.
There are two types.
I'm going to need this.
He's going to need this. Now, there are two types of people I think that are going to play this game. There are the people that are going to sit there for 40 hours and play it and fucking explore it and jump in, and they might have played it before and it's just, that's what they want to do. There are other people that have never played this game in their life. There's a bit of hype behind this whole No Man's Scam next.
Yeah.
So they want to jump in and experience it. I'm going to tell you, after playing about 5.5 hours of this game, what my experience was worth. Number one, okay? Holy shit. You don't know what's going on. I don't care if you've played a lot of games. You jump in, your oxygen's not there, you're dying.
Yeah, true.
You're just jumping around going, shit, where the hell's some carbon? Where's some oxygen? Where's some shield? It doesn't really explain a lot of it.
I've played a lot of games. This has by far been one of the worst when it comes to explaining itself. And I played like Warframe, which makes almost no effort to explain itself.
Yes, that's
this is way worse.
You need someone there kind of thing,
yeah,
right?
like I've been playing for 40 hours and even on the 38th hour, I was still learning core game systems that were like, why the fuck was that not explained earlier?
Yeah.
You're going to be on this massive learning curve the entire time you're playing it.
Yep.
And it's not like a kind of good learning curve where you kind of feel like, oh, now I can do this extra thing. What it actually feels like is, oh fuck, if I'd known that 30 hours ago, that would have saved me so much time. I'm so annoyed about that. It's that kind of thing.
Now, there are games that come on like Breath of the Wild. It drops you in, it's like, fucking explore, like whatever. And there's a level of like, relaxed nature to that, right?
Piano kicks in.
It's just beautiful, right?
Scenery.
I feel like No Man's Sky is kind of doing a very similar thing in terms of like just explore and just kind of let your curiosity kind of lead you in all sorts of different directions. The big difference is you're not on some fucking gas planet with no oxygen and you don't know what the hell's going on and you're trying to get carbon out of something you never looked at in your life, right?
But I think just to interrupt you, the point of exploration I think is really important to drill into, okay? This is a game that promises exploration at its core.
Yes.
The core No Man's Sky experience is go anywhere, see anything, it's all procedural, okay? What you quickly learn when you're playing this game is it's a little bit of smoke and mirrors, okay?
Yeah.
Procedural, sure, but it's all very generic. Like, it's a different color ground. It's a different style of tree slightly. It's a different color. Some of the animal parts are combined together in different ways.
In interesting ways.
Yeah.
He looks like a snow cone.
They're like, that shouldn't be alive.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but that shouldn't be there.
Great. And then it's like, well, you found an ancient relic or an ancient ruin. And it's kind of the same as the other ancient ruin that you just found. It's just on a different planet now.
Yeah.
You found a new crashed frigate, but it's the same one. It's just a different, different location.
Yeah.
So the sense of exploration isn't quite real. And it's really nice to arrive at a planet and it's ringed, like the rings of Saturn are around you and the sun is setting and you're like, this is so pretty.
Yep.
But you don't really remember it, like I've played 40 hours of this game and I really can't remember any of the places that I went because they all just sort of meld into one big unforgettable mess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So...
I totally agree with that. And the point that I was going to lead to before is when you're wanting to explore something...
Yeah.
Sure, you need to put something in place to give you a sense of pride and accomplishment. No, like a sense of achievement to like you are exploring and you are doing things to make sure that it is somewhat challenging while you're exploring. This takes it to a whole new level. The whole focus, in my opinion, especially for someone that's going to play it for a few hours and just experience it, in that time, the whole focus is fucking staying alive.
Yeah.
Making sure you're just mining rocks just to make sure that you're not going to die.
Clicking rocks.
And it's like... That's not, in my opinion, what most people want to buy No Man's Sky for. They want to jump on and feel like they're running around the whole universe, exploring this wonderful you know, galaxy and planet and terrain. You end up, the whole focus is really about, let's not die in the next 5 minutes.
Okay, I agree with everything you just said, and I think you've touched on a very important point, which is most people want X, okay? I think most people who buy this game don't understand what this game really is. And I think the problem with No Man's Sky at the beginning was that it was like, guys, this is a game with everything for everyone. Everyone will love this. It's kind of like, no, this is a survival game, okay? The survival genre is a very specific genre. It is about making you feel constantly uncomfortable. It's about resource scarcity. It's about constant resource grind, okay? Now, if you go into No Man's Sky thinking it's not that, you're going to be fucking pissed off and bored and annoyed, okay? So I think in the context of how this game was marketed, and even in the context of how Next is being marketed, right?
Yep.
I think there's a lot of reviewers out there right now who are saying like, hey man, No Man's Sky's awesome, you should buy it. Without saying, you should buy it if you like the survival genre. Because unless you are down for that genre, unless you are down for that grind, you're going to end up like Sam here and be really pissed off.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people out there are going to have a very similar experience. So
it's not bad though, and I want to be really clear about this.
I'm not saying it's bad.
Yeah, it's not
I'm just
bad.
saying that's not what I wanted.
Correct. And I would say, in fact,
You know?
I actually think it's very good. It's one of the best survival games on the market. Everything that Sean Murray promised and didn't deliver at launch is now in the game. It's giving me some absolutely tremendous moments that I've never experienced in any other video game.
Yeah.
Its sense of scale and the spectacle of it is unmatched, you know? But those things, for me, are balanced out by the endless grind and the constant feeling of disappointment. When you experience something cool and you're like, I want to do that next cool thing, and you're like, hang on, you can't do that next cool thing unless you click on rocks for 2 hours.
Yeah, that I feel like when you saddle up for certain games, like Resident Evil, right? You're always knowing that there's going to be very limited ammo, and like it is a very survival. But you know that, and you saddled up for that, and that's okay. Like when you sit down, you get frustrated at times, but it's all part of it, and it kind of, at the end, it serves the purpose, you know? It's like, I understand what this is. It's a barren wasteland of fucking zombies, and it adds to it. My problem with this is, when you're playing No Man's Sky, you can't have a sense of wondrous exploration that you can go anywhere in the world and feel like you're just...
Anywhere in the universe.
Anywhere in the universe, and just experience this giant galaxy, and at the same time give you also a sense of every single second you're fucking dying, and you've got to put all this time aside to like make sure you don't fucking die. That's sometimes those worlds can't collide. I feel like that in this.
That's the duality of No Man's Sky that you need to sign up for. I would wholeheartedly recommend No Man's Sky if you are down for a grind. If you understand what the survival genre is and its basic tenets, which is like build this thing so that you can collect more resources, so that you can build that new thing, so that you can build the new thing. That's it, right? Okay. So if you like that, cool. But if you're not down for that, the core gameplay loop is not going to satisfy you, okay? Now, the other thing as well, there's a creative mode in the game. And what that does is it removes all the resource constraints, where you can just build whatever the fuck you want. You're just like, yeah, I'm going to build that, I'm going to go there. Endless, okay? At that point, I still don't enjoy the game, because at that point, there's no more rules left. There's no more game then, okay? It's just a sandbox. So what I would... You can't ever review a game or talk about a game based on what you want it to be. You have to talk about it on what it is, okay? I respect this experience. It's a good experience, but I don't enjoy it. I look for the game that takes all the cool stuff of No Man's Sky and then makes a really cool game with it. That has great combat, that has a great story, that has actual things worth exploring that I can remember because they're specifically constructed to be explored as opposed to just procedurally generated. I look for that game. I look at No Man's Sky and I respect it, but I don't love it. You know?
I think a lot of people love this idea of like, oh my god, it's just generated. Everything's just, you know, made right in front of you and it's endless. Huge amounts of scale, huge amounts of endless different type of coding that can give you an end result, terrain-wise, animal-wise, all that kind of stuff. That doesn't automatically mean that it's endlessly going to be stimulating you in a new way.
Yeah, totally.
Do you know what I mean by that? Like,
you certainly get into a rhythm after about 20 hours where you're like, I've seen all this now. I understand the template. You're just applying paint by numbers to the template. That's it. That's the truth, you know. And that's not, again, it's not bad. I don't want to say it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that's what it is, you know. And some people love it because they get to take cool screenshots and there's nice vistas. Other people are going to be like, this is boring now. You know. But I will say as well, there's multiplayer now. Sam and I played some multiplayer together. We had
and
we had some good times.
Frustratingly fun.
And I think that really is the best way to enjoy this game. If you can play it with someone and you're just chatting away about like whatever, maybe you got some music on in the background, you're just okay to fuck around and have some fun with a mate, shoot them in the face from time to time. That's, I think, the best possible way to play No Man's Sky, because if you are really going in there with like hey, I'm gonna grind for 60 hours to get the best possible spaceship, there's gonna be a lot of boredom in that, and you need to be ready for it. Having a friend with you can take the edge off that.
Totally.
So,
and it only took 2 years to put another person next to you in that game, but it's finally here.
It's finally done.
All in all, I think we've said it pretty much. You know, if you want to have a certain type of experience, don't look at the marketing campaign to think this is what it's going to be. It is going to be survival. It is going to be constantly looking at the meters of health, health and shield and this and that. And that predominantly will take up a lot of your time.
And inventory management. You're going to spend the entire time staring at your inventory, wondering, how do I fit this in? What do I delete? You will spend 60% of your playtime staring at the inventory screen. You know, so again, be ready for that. I think a lot of the reviews out there that I've watched, and I've watched a lot, have just been like, go buy No Man's Sky right now, it's good. That's not the case, okay? Again, understand what this game is, sign up for it. You're going to love it if you're signed up for it. If that's not you, don't buy this. You will hate it. Now, nothing in this update is going to change your mind if you are not down for that core gameplay loop, because it remains wholly intact. Anyway, that's the Laymen.
That is it, everybody.
Expert verdicts.
Expert opinion.
Shillup also has a video that actually talks about a lot of this and more stuff for 40 minutes.
I wouldn't tune in, to be honest.
You can go and check that. We'll leave a link in the description below to that video if you want to check that out.
See, I do the description, so it might not be there. We'll have to see now.
Why not?
People are going to check if it's there.
Anyway, we'll see you later, guys. Bye.